What is going on, everyone? Welcome to week 5 of the Legends Rivals Series Premade League. Little switch in plan tonight, but we're gonna put on a show for you nonetheless. Going to be our friends over on PVE and Darkstar Gaming facing off tonight in a best of 3 series, and of course, both teams are at 2-2. So after tonight, one of these two teams are going to be a little bit up in the standings. So we're going to have to see which one of these two teams want it more. But nonetheless, it's going to be a hell of a series. Very excited to kick this off for you guys. Just do ignore the the scroll text at the bottom. Like I said, bit of a change up today. So don't worry about that too much. I'll have that fixed up and edited as we go. But for now, guys, I think we're about ready to get into this. So we are just going to flip it on over to the draft and let our casters take it away. So casting tonight will be Bambooper, aka Rocket One, and a red wheelbarrow. So why don't I hand it on over to my casters and let them take the show away and let them get into game number 1 of PVE versus Darkstar.
Thank you very much, Gurf, and hello everyone. It is Bambooper here, ready to put on quite a show, ready to watch PVE versus Darkstar Gaming, which is a pretty awesome two teams to be watching here. Both teams led by quite a legacy Ravens man. You know, obviously second place last split in former LAS in the higher bracket, and obviously coming back with a bit of a vengeance here, and now facing off against a team of a lot of familiar faces, such as Can of Tin, Lunar Effect, Juice 420, Vapist, and K-God. A very star-studded roster here in Legends from previous seasons. We've seen these names all over the place, and I'm joined here by a red wheelbarrow. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Not doing too bad. Casted last night. Those games were pretty awesome to see, so a little bit of a higher tier here, so should be good, especially as the analyst desk said, 2-2 right now for both teams, so it'll be great to see kind of how they one up each other here.
Oh yeah, definitely. These two teams have been looking pretty solid throughout the split so far, both taking their wins, taking their losses, and you know, I mean, PVE obviously having their time to shine under the spotlight. Darkstar Gaming playing last week on stream, and PVE following the week prior. So we've seen both of their competitions on stream, and now we get to see them really clash it out. And should be quite an interesting matchup, especially going in with a bunch of storylines like Can of Tin versus Toast and Ravensman versus Vapist, K-God versus the Dog. It's super awesome to see a bunch of these players show up. And I think we are getting into draft very shortly here, so things should be getting underway. What do you think or what do you expect to see, rather, coming out from this draft here?
Well, just to be fair, like you have a much better heads up with these players, just because I just joined this split. I just found you guys, which you guys are awesome, by the way. But just going off of the actual updates that have happened with the latest patch, I think it'll be great to see if we can get a priority pick over Caitlyn, who was not actually affected at all. No nerfs or no buffs at all given to her, even though she highly needs to be tweaked, I feel. So I think she is a priority pick as far as the AD carry goes. And then I'd love to see what they're able to do at that top lane. I personally like to see global pressures put in when it comes to top lanes, such as your Shens, your Twisted Fates, people that are able to control the map. So it'll be interesting to see. One thing I do not want is I don't want with these higher elos here. I don't want to be able to see or have to see slow starts. So hopefully we get people that can poke, fight, early engagements. That'll be great.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's sort of been a meta sort of forming around, high engage and high impact champions, and that's definitely true to say with like the Caitlyn being very high priority within pretty much every league, and seeing a lot of pick ban, almost 100% in this league. And it's pretty interesting to see if it'll be left through in a draft. Maybe Ravensman will get his hand on it. Maybe Vapist will get his hand on it, but we aren't exactly sure as of this moment, as draft is hopefully getting underway very shortly here. Sorry for the delay, guys, as yep, PVE probably going to actually it'd probably be on Darkstar's hand to draft away that Kalen, or ban it away, as you usually have to ban it on red side because you're afraid of that first pick. It is a very solid first pick, and then also like the Morgana with it too is also a very easy beat too if you get that Caitlyn just right off the bat.
Yeah, no, and because of your familiarity with the players, why don't you kind of share like what their playstyles are? Assassin champs versus just going full tanks and stuff. Like, give us a rundown of some of these folks that you've seen in the past splits.
I mean, realistically, we've seen people like Ravensman really pop off on stuff like Ezreal and stuff like Tristana, but we haven't seen him on some of these new meta champions like Ashe and like Caitlyn. So it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the meta. People like Lunar Effect, I don't need no introduction for. He is basically the name that you hear as soon as you enter this league. You'll know who he is within the first week, and I'm sure you even know a bit about him
I
yourself
have
at this
heard,
point.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. And then Tin, obviously in the mid lane, a very solid mid laner. As we are getting into draft here, bans are coming through. We got the
Oh,
Camille already
absolutely.
banned away. The Olaf being hovered here, obviously going away at that Lunar Effect, who is just absolute menace on that Olaf. We all know it.
Yep, and looks like the Olaf is final there. There goes the Ash ban, so it looks like we're not going to see a more traditional pick there for the meta, like you were just talking. So.
Yep, definitely. I assume we'll see a Caitlyn ban away now, as Ashe is usually used to sort of soothe the lane of Caitlyn a little bit. You can sort of just take it slow, and now that that is off the board, you don't really have a counter, and therefore you don't really have space to leave Caitlyn open. But they might just leave it, let it happen, as they do ban away the Senna and the Hecarim too. So what do you think about those ones?
Uh, The Hecarim can really destroy a game getting into that backline, and there is the Caitlyn ban, like you talked. I'm actually really happy about the Senna ban. As did get picked up, I think he just more mobility, able to get around fights and kite a bit. I just don't like the Senna in this meta. I understand, her potential for shields and heals, but I prefer to see more, attack speed heavy AD carries moving forward. So.
Yep, definitely. And we see the Ezreal locked away for PvE. Definitely the champion that we were going to understand being picked up here for Vapist. Ravensman does not want to have, you do not want to give that to him in his hands, because that could be quite terrifying. And obviously, as I was saying, the Tristana, after everything else is taken away, you obviously want to lock in that comfortable pick, and Tristana is definitely that for Ravensman. Interesting to see what they'll pair it up with in the bottom lane. Maybe something aggressive like a Thresh, or maybe something more defensive like, I don't know, maybe a Nami or something. It's just up in the arms now for Ravensman here. Got the whatever he wants basically in this R2.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna say, looks like Yep, sorry about that. Had a crazy thing occur here. Yeah,
No problem.
so the Sejuani, hopefully they pick up some melee champs to help figure out that passive. But Tristana, her level 2 all in is fantastic. I feel just based off of yesterday, it's not. Yesterday we did have it picked as a flex. It went mid instead of going bot. And it almost popped off and won them the game. But I feel very confident that in this higher elo, that's just going to be sticking with the bot lane there, and it's not going to really be a flex. I'd be really surprised.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. And that's actually another good pick for PvE here, taking away the Leona, which is a really strong pairing with both of Tristana and Sejuani here. So PvE already getting a really good start in this draft with two good, like, comfortable picks that already sort of counter, in essence, what Darkstar is doing. And that is actually the Evelyn locked in for Lunar Effect. Very interesting. I'm not quite sure if we've actually seen him go on the Evelyn before. Maybe he has been practicing a bit and wants to show it off here.
Yeah, I mean, you do get some nice pickoffs, especially, following a Leona stun, not knowing where the hell Evelyn's coming from, right? Definitely going to help there. She's kind of squishy, though, especially in that early game, so it'll be great to see how they can counter that, and that's perfect right there. The Janna pickup, getting rid of all that lockdown, that's just a fantastic choice.
Oh yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense here. Exactly what I was saying about the disengage. I was actually thinking Janna in that moment when I said Nami, but I wasn't sure if they were actually going to go it. I wasn't sure if it was a comfortable thing for the dog to play, and I guess it is, as it is locked in here, and that actually leaves quite a few interesting spots for Darkstar Gaming to go, because they are going to need probably a melee mid and a melee top laner to match with their Sejuani, which is preferably what you would want when you get a Sejuani anyway, but it does sort of limit them when they don't have that melee support that would instantly give you pretty much the whole E-proc. And yeah, going into second phase bans here, we got Mordekaiser banned off for Darkstar Gaming, and PvE now hovering the ban. What do you think about the Janna pick and the Mordekaiser ban here?
I love the Mordekaiser ban, not being able to single anyone out specifically, and getting rid of them during a fight. Quick bans automatically though. You saw Aurelia and then immediately Yone. So a lot of that heavy CC, as well as just single pick targets, have just been taken off the board. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've seen Canopton absolutely pop off on Yone in the past few games, so they want to take it off of him. Get him on a less comfortable champion. Mordekaiser also a champion that he's very proficient on. We've seen him on it, I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago in the LRS draft league, and it was quite menacing. It brought the Rattlers quite high up in the standings as of that moment. So, Darkstar Gaming hovering there. R4 here, their fourth pick, looking to get their top laner or mid laner here. Looks like that Vladimir is going to be locked in. So I'm still looking for Darkstar to warrant the Sejuani pick, because there is really no synergy as of this moment.
No, unless you just bank on her doing it on her own. I would like to. I mean, there is a possibility if we look at just the picks so far, we can get a mid assassin, possibly, possibly even an echo that can help close the gap there. But we'll see here. I do love the Shen ban, by the way. Just taking away that globalization that they have, to the fact that they can go on top of the Sejuani during an all-in team fight. So that was a really good one too.
Yep, definitely. And hovering PvE's next pick here, we are looking for their mid and top as well. So we have to see what they're gonna see, or what they're gonna think about this Vladimir pick, and that's actually the Lucian locked in. So we're not quite sure if that's gonna go mid or top. Maybe they'll go for a double flex so that their lanes will look sort of ambiguous, and they can sort of bamboozle Darkstar into unfavorable matchup. Vladimir doesn't really have the best matchup in lane. They sort of clash in what they want to do, and I think Vladimir sort of comes out on the bottom half of that. So I guess Lucian in itself is a good 1v1 against it, but at the same time you also need the flexible top laner, and that's actually the Poppy locked in for Juice 420, going to bring that up in the top lane here for either the Vladimir or whatever Darkstar is looking to pair up against them.
Yeah, no, I like the Poppy. I like the CC she brings, being able to stun, apply those slows. Oh, the Kais. Okay, are we really seeing the Tristana mid? So pretty much eating my words that I said earlier in the
He
draft. So
called your bluff.
they did. Like, that's interesting. I, I just don't like the Tristana AD mid. I haven't in a while. So hopefully this does pan out. It did not pan out in the lower elo games that we saw last night on this stream for Legends Esports. So hopefully it goes a little bit better for them today.
Yep, definitely. And my eyes are on the Sejuani jungle. I'm not quite sure why they would draft it if they aren't necessarily looking for more melee champions. I'm looking to see where they exactly warrant this Sejuani jungle because I'm not going to say it's a bad pick, but at the exact same time, it puts a lot of strain on the jungle position because she's basically just a tank bot at this point. She doesn't really get any support from her team. She basically is just playing by herself and has to play a 1v1 versus Evelyn, who if she gets like even an inch ahead, it's just going to become a mile by like at least 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I mean, I feel from the pick and ban phase, immediately the Evelyn stands out as well as the Poppy top, the Leona. I just think they have really hard engage, and there's not a lot on the other side to really disengage from that, right? So I really feel like even though you have the Tristana, you miss the bounce out. Tristana's dead. Below the Kaisa. The Kaisa is the only thing I really feel as a win condition, is where they have to funnel everything through in order for them to have a chance.
Yeah, and I have a pretty horrible, if people go back in the VODs, I have a pretty horrible record with predictions on this stream, but honestly, I feel like, just to get it out a little bit early, I think PVE is going to win this game just because I feel like their draft is a lot more well-rounded. It has a lot more of a focus to it, and I feel like Dark Stars just sort of wants to go in, but at the exact same time, they pay a price for going in with the Janna, who basically only wants to stay out of a fight and sort of delay a
Exactly.
fight. So I feel like Dark Star sort of clashes in what it wants to do. You have four champions that are pretty good at what they want to do. Like they're all pretty much on the same page. And then the Janna's just sort of in the middle there that just doesn't necessarily make sense and is really only there as sort of like a pitfall for lane.
Yeah, I
But
mean, completely agree.
who knows? I believe in miracles here. I believe everyone probably should. Not saying miracles are the end all and be all, but at the exact same time, I think Darkstar is going to need it here for a little bit of this draft. Not going to say that it's curtains in draft, but it is definitely noteworthy to say the least. And yeah, looking
Yeah,
into game one here,
there
going to be
were
quite
um,
interesting.
there were several predictions I made yesterday that they magically made me realize how wrong I was. But I will say, just overall from the draft, I will completely agree with you there. PVE really has this in the bag. There's just no synergy at all when it comes to that Sejuani. So it's just I'm really confused on that. I would have gone maybe with a more melee centric pick at that top or mid lane. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this same page Sejuani is a god. So we'll see.
Yeah, and at the exact same time, we can't count out how good these players are in Darkstar. We can't count out the fact that they are just so good in their individual roles and they can get leads out of basically thin air. And we're going to have to see it here for a lot of these players. A lot of them are going to have to really show what they're made of here, especially in like Tristana Lucian in a matchup like that where you have the range advantage. You're really going to have to show how you can push that range advantage and really push Canopton out of lane and make sure that he doesn't really scale.
Yep, and just for everybody watching here, we're almost loading into the spec.
Yep, we are almost loading into the spec here, and we have the poll going up very shortly, so make sure you get your votes in, who you think is going to win. Make sure you get the exclamation mark vote and PVE or DSG for the win. And don't add the for the win, obviously, but make sure you vote on who you think is going to win this game. And yeah, so very interesting for both teams here. Janna, Leona, very different champions. You know, Ezreal is very well paired with the Leona here, but Kaisa, Janna, I have not seen that lane very often here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this bottom lane pans out. It's going to be very interesting to see how Vapist and Ravensman react, because they have a very large mountain to climb in terms of how far they have to go in the lane.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. The Janna specifically, it's going to be. Yep. Sorry, you go ahead and take control, and I'll chime in 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, Ezreal, Leona, obviously very power duo. Kaisa, Janna, haven't seen it often. Looking at the mid lane now, obviously we talked about that range advantage, but it's going to be a lot on the junglers too here. We got Lunar Effect, we got Same Page. These names obviously should be burned in your memory by now, because it has been said on stream last week, the week before. We've said them everywhere. We know these players, they are so good. And Same Page, Lunar Effect, I'm sure they can both do it for their teams exactly how they want it. Not saying it in a sexual way, but if you want to take it like that is completely fine. Here we got Sejuani, who is sitting on a board, you know, walking around the jungle, doesn't really have any melee friends to chill with, but at the same time, you don't need them. They're just weights on your back. Your board can carry enough by itself. As Vladimir, you know, gonna have a hard time in the top lane, but
If there's one thing that you could have redone with this, just from either side, just changing one character, who would you have suggested?
that's a good question. I think relatively, because I'm thinking about bans here, I think PVE really had them locked down. They really didn't have any melee mid options. I think you would need something in the top lane, but I'm not quite sure what exactly you would look for in that top lane in that specific position, because Camille was already banned, Shen was already banned, Irelia was already banned.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, there are a couple folks that you could look into, but they just are countered by the Poppy, you know, like Jax and a couple others. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can understand. If there was one thing I would change, it would possibly be either the Janna pick or the Tristana. Just because I don't see what that gives you besides late game power with that Tristana. But who knows? We'll see. The other thing that was not banned out that top could have gone to counter this heavily, probably would have been an Ornn pick, to be honest with you. But who knows? All right. Well, spectator delay is catching up, and we are going to go on a pause once we load in, and then we'll get kicked off. So bear with us.
Yep. So again, talking about the teams here, you were talking about the champions to change. I don't think that these champions need to change. I think these players need to prove why these champions were picked. I think PvE had a really good strategy going into draft, but I don't think draft necessarily dictates how the game goes. And obviously teams can be very happy when they get a draft that's maybe a little bit abnormal, because they might be completely comfortable on it because they have been scrimming with it. They know exactly what to play, and they might expect to be pushed into these corners that PvE might have actually done. And that is a really nice skin from Vapist there. We got the Psyops Ezreal. Yeah. Really nice skins. Saw it in the shop today. I was quite impressed.
It's very clean. I don't know if you've seen it like actually presented in play, like we will here. But it's very clean, very good and well thought out. Is there any summoners that you're seeing across the board, or any runes that are catching you off, or do you think it's pretty straightforward across?
Yeah, it seems pretty standard to me. I don't think anything necessarily stands out in terms of craziness. Maybe no. Actually, everything seems pretty well spoken. I mean,
standard.
Yeah, I mean that's expected from this league. I mean, these are top professionals. I mean, they're diamond players. They're high plat players. They're really extremely well performed, and I mean, these players have played together forever. They probably bounce knowledge off each other like it's ping pong balls in an empty room.
Right.
It's just going around forever, and they just get infinite amounts of knowledge from each other and things they learn from each other every day. You could probably never even know.
Yep, I have +5.
And we are currently waiting on the pause at 5. Just one moment here, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Alrighty, as we are getting into the game here, looking at starting items, we actually have the cult on Vladimir, so things are getting a little bit interesting in this top lane. Vladimir going to want a little bit of safety, gonna just play it really slow, gonna play for the scaling option rather than just going all in with like maybe like a Dorian's Ring or anything like that.
Yeah, I would be really surprised. We got a 5-point start pretty much from the entire team on both sides, so nothing too drastic here as far as invades or anything.
Yeah, and it's actually very very kind of cool to see. I mean, I usually see it from one side where you just see one line, but I haven't really seen it very often with the two sides start. I don't really watch the beginning of LCS games very often, so it's very cool to see this very telegraphed start, but it's also very nice to see these teams very on the same page and know exactly where to be. And sort of mirroring each other is just very nice to see, as it's just like the calm before the storm. You know, they're all just sort of staring each other down as time progresses. As Kenaton walking in for a little bit of a poke there, but not going to get it. So
Yep, and I would say that first Drake we already see it's going to be an Inferno, so that is something that's definitely going to be contested, especially in that early game when it first comes up. So it'll be cool to see what they choose to fight around or give up as time moves on.
yeah, definitely. And just looking at lanes here, we do see standard starts from both junglers. Sejuani going to start on that top side on her red, and Evelyn on her red as well on the bot side. Ravensman did get a bit of a deep ward, but Lunar Effect knows that it's there, and will probably either walk around or just, you know, take the knowledge. And, you know, they probably already expected it. They saw the bottom lane just standing around red buff near level 1. So what can you do in that scenario other than just do it?
Yeah, Toast definitely getting poked out a little bit, losing some CS there in the beginning against that Lucian. Lucian does have extended range with the update that he got to his Q, so definitely can hit a little bit harder.
Oh yeah, definitely. The range on the Q is definitely not something to underestimate. I've seen a lot of solo Q players underestimate my Lucian Qs, but I'm sure both players know exactly what the range is. And of course, as I say, that Toast gets beamed with a Q, but
He did.
but no
It's about what
no
you're
caster
willing to put up
curses here.
with,
No caster
you know?
curses here. As a oh no. Either way, CS looking quite fine. Both teams taking it relatively slow off the bat. No team necessarily has like a drastic lead over the other one until you hit about level maybe like 6 or 7. You'll probably see Lucian in the mid lane be pretty powerful, Evelyn be pretty strong, and then if Sejuani can pair up with either mid or top, you'll see both of them being pretty strong too.
Yep, I think it's going to be very standard for the first 10 minutes. However, I would like to see who makes that aggression for that early Inferno Drake. Just because getting that ball rolling, getting one under your belt, and then getting prepared for the next one and other objectives moving forward, got to be key for them, especially just with how good of the stats are for that Inferno.
Yeah, we see Canopton going in for a little bit of aggression there. Going to get to press the attack off onto the Tristana, but nothing really going down. Sejuani showing in the bottom lane. Probably just going to go for the scuttle as usual. Lunar Effect walks in for a little bit of vision and is quite far ahead in the speed of his clear. He's already at 24 camps cleared, while Sejuani only has 16. Actually decided to leave out on her Krugs, I believe that was the case. Or it was the Gromp. I believe she was actually on the Gromp that is still not done yet, but either way.
Yeah, but if you look at the waves and how they were done, the bot lane with Ravensman is already up a good little bit of CS, and he has the wave advantage as far as what he's able to CS against moving forward. Pretty much same though with Canopton. Oh, look at that up top.
Yeah, Tin definitely doing a very good job. It's Can of Tin, by the way.
Oh, Canopton is what I was
Uh-oh.
going for, so I apologize, Can of Tin.
Oh yeah, no problem. He goes in and almost chugs out Toast there, almost in the first blood go down, but just gonna have to walk away as Can of Tin actually surprising me on this Lucian quite a bit. We've seen him normally really comfortable on those control type mages in the mid lane, but he has really shown his mechanics a lot in this league, and obviously really popping off on this Lucian now, really showing that he has a lot more than just control mages under his belt.
Yeah, and one thing that I did want to bring up that I saw earlier, I'm kind of confused just with the runes of the Janna. Just kind of wondering like how that's going to work out in the long run. In the early game, it's been working decently so far, but it's leaving the room up to get poked out a little bit. But so far so good. Looks like we got an Inferno Drake going on here.
Yep, definitely warranted for PVE. They aren't actually spotted by anyone from the side of Darkstar, but they really can't force anything right now. Their mid laner is quite far behind. Did actually get the back before Ken of Tin, as we do see some cancels going through. Magical Purple going to have to probably flash out of this Lunar Effect too, as Toast is actually waiting on the other side here, gonna aggress onto Lunar Effect, and I think that's actually gonna be Lunar Effect going down. Yes, Toast will get the first blood onto Lunar Effect. A very good, well-timed collapse from Darkstar, knowing that they were low off that dragon and securing the kill. And now,
yeah, completely agree. I kind of wondered if Same Page was making an error in judgment there, because they almost collapsed. But it looks like no, they played it well, got that kill.
And Ken of Tin going up for a trade here. The exhaust goes down onto Toast, but that is the ultimate and the auto attack from Toast. Gonna pick up the 1v1 onto Can of Tin. Actually, wow, that was surprising. I was not expecting that damage to come through, but very well played from Toast, obviously knowing what his damage was there and taking full effect of it. So,
well, yeah, knowing what the damage was, but also during that fight, he popped the exhaust onto that Lucian. So the output was pretty much halved there by that Lucian, so he was really able to just pound away on that and secure that kill.
Yeah, and to speak of that, I mean, Lucian's calling is good, but as soon as you get the exhaust on you, you have that attack speed debuff. You just really don't have the damage from it, because you're going to get reduced amount of shots once you activate it, and things are just going to be downhill in that trade, and it really showed there. I mean, the exhaust is a very smart summoner spell take. I didn't even note it in the draft or like in
me neither. Yeah,
loading screen, but
me neither. But yeah. I noticed right in that fight that it popped off on the spell, and I was like, wait a second, what is that? So a really good choice there by Toast.
Yeah, very impressive for him to have the knowledge that Lucian would just get absolutely stunted by that. I didn't even think of that in the moment. So now we'll know next time I play against a Lucian. And now look at him just absolutely zoning Ken of Tin off this wave. He's got a lot more pressure in this wave now, sitting with a Bilgewater Cutlass. With Ken
got the kill right in that Dragon Pit, so he's already got a reward out for him.
Oh, now the Leona. Magical Purple going onto Ravensman. We have Lunar Effect in the bottom lane, going to try and get a kill here. Is going to hop onto the dog, but it doesn't look like there's going to be follow-up damage to the dog. Walking back a little bit of a fancy sidestep as Lunar Effect hops in, is going to take out the dog, and now Lunar Effect is getting taken down quite low by the Same Page, but Babist absolutely blows up Ravensman on the backside, going to take a double kill out of that. What an insane ultimate for Babist that Toast goes into Can of Tin, but it doesn't look like a lot is going to be going down. As, yep, just to press the attack proc and the culling return from Can of Tin here. So a bit of damage coming down for Toast.
Yeah, that was great to see, especially that turnaround when Same Page tried to make that commitment to come into that fight. Vapus, yeah, he had to use his ult, but if you look at Magical Purple and the way that he went all in, he had no summoner spells up. He just got his Ignite bag, so he pretty much went all in blind, not being able to do anything besides hopefully land those stuns. So really good job.
Yeah, really well played as Lunar Effect is in the mid lane now. Toast going to use the ultimate to try and disengage, but the charm will go down. Not going to hit anything though, so Toast will just make it out very well. Timed ultimate, very good reaction before anything could go down there. So Toast just making it out, not having to burn anything beside his ultimate, and that's definitely worth it in that scenario, as just tries to go in for a little bit of damage here onto Akira, but it doesn't look like he's really taking much of his crap.
No, not at all. And what's really interesting though, as you look at it, yeah, Toast has got that 2-kill lead advantage against the Lucian that he's facing against. However, Can of 10 actually is beating him in that CS by a good margin. So that's pretty much why they're able to stay even there.
Yeah, that, and also we see in his secondary runes, he actually took Futures Market. So he hit that Manamune especially fast. He actually didn't have enough money for it on back, but with that Futures Market, he was able to get the Manamune, which does put him in a significant power spike. He's going to scale relatively hard now, and very interesting summoner choice from Ken of Tin. We don't usually see Futures Market on Lucian. I'm thinking of what you would probably have replaced. You would replace the Nimbus Cloak and Gathering Storm, and you would probably go something like Boots and Futures Market. Interesting.
Look at this with Akira up top, almost bringing in that Poppy, but Poppy is a little beefy right now.
Yep. There's a bit of a CS gap in the top lane there. Poppy just sort of trying to survive against Vladimir, but that's sort of what she has to do. Vladimir is going to be relatively scary, though, going into the later portion of this game, as the ultimate actually does go down onto Ju's going to have to burn that flash in respect, basically. And well-timed. Good decision from...
teleport, though. She's able to get up there pretty fast if she does need to back, but nope, she's staying around here.
Yep, now that he doesn't have his ulti, he doesn't really have the kill pressure unless... Poppy makes a big mistake, as Toast is going to jump in on Ken of Tin, but not going to have the damage as Sejuani ultimate is going to go wide, and doesn't look like a lot is going to happen. As the bottom lane, there is going to be an engage onto Raven's Man. Going to get the charm down is not Lunar Effect, but the ultimate will secure the kill, and the dog is now trying to walk away and will get away, but that probably will be the dragon for the side of PVE with that man down on the side of Darkstar Gaming. Now Poppy up in this top lane here, getting a little bit aggressive onto the Vladimir, but nothing will happen as the dragon will go down for the side of the PVE. As the ultimate will come down on Can of Tin, but the Toast going to flash forward here very aggressively onto Can of Tin, but now no flash does Toast have, as Lunar Effect is prowling on the side here. Going to get the charm down, and it looks like that is a dead Toast. Yep, the shutdown gold will go down onto onto Can of Tin, actually, so that is very good for him. He is going to be scaling incredibly hard right now with that about 2 kills worth of gold. So yeah, he's basically right back in the game against this Tristana, and PvE has done a really good job of neutralizing what Darkstar Gaming wanted to do.
That was just one objective over another. Just showing one, same page is not really paying attention to that dragon coming up. They got the kill spot, right? PvE did, and then they immediately turned around and secured that dragon and then killed the Trist. So repeatedly, over and over, within a 2-minute gap, they just immediately got, a bunch of different objectives there.
Yeah, and I mean, Darkstar Gaming had the right idea of going for that play in mid lane, trying to get Can of Tin down and then rotating down to the dragon. But they really underestimated where Lunar Effect could be, and he was right in that bottom lane just waiting for the Leona ultimate to go down, and they did a perfect job of locking down Kai'Sa and nullifying Janna. So they really couldn't contest the dragon, and then Toast overextending, as here comes Lunar Effect in the mid lane, going to try and blow up Toast. Not going to get the ultimate execution, a little bit mistimed on that. Unfortunate, but that is completely fine, as Toast will walk away with just a lot less pressure in the mid lane now.
Yep, and Can of 10, I almost said Canofton again, but Can of 10's ultimate for the calling was still down during that fight, so he wasn't able to proc that off, as it's just now coming off a cooldown, so.
So, things sort of settling a little bit, waiting for this next dragon to sort of show up, as Akira and Juice just going back and forth in the top lane, about a 30 CS lead for Akira, but things are looking completely fine for Juice. There is actually a bit of a trade going on, but that is a really good trade for Juice. Akira's Q not being on cooldown, really stopping that, as Ken of Tin is getting jumped on by the Sejuani ult, and Toast will clean that up very nicely. So yeah, blow for blow basically in this mid lane here. It's like your jungler comes and then my jungler comes, and we just keep going back and forth, and if you die, that's good. If I die, that's bad. And it's basically what both mid laners are thinking right now, as we are getting later into this game, 14 minutes now. Dragon will be up in about... It's 2.5 minutes now on the next dragon here. It is going to be a Mountain Drake, so it will be the Mountain Soul. Very interesting. Magical Purple going to be jumped on by the Sejuani here in the bottom lane, but it doesn't look like there is going to be any follow-up. Just a bit of slows. Not enough hard CC setup in that bottom lane unless the Janna is able to get the knock-up, as there's the charm going down on the Ravensman. Lunar Effect is in the bottom lane now, as he is actually going to jump to the other side of his team. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there, as Sejuani and Janna are now stuck to really walk away from this team, as Magical Purple is going to hop onto same page. Same page trying to walk away here is going to get charmed down, and it looks like they will get out as we pan up to top lane. Thank you, Directed Cam, for letting me know.
Yeah, the Magical Purple all-in right there, not having maybe more than 30% health and still making that commit, really just shows, like, I mean, the Janna, right after her ult is done, can really do nothing. Like, so, that is maybe where I would go back to the drawing board, maybe going with a Nami or a Lulu, just someone that can give you a little bit more sustain, because unfortunately after that ult is done, it's pretty much over for them.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have a lot to sustain in these fights besides the Vladimir and the Janna, and things can get really rough, as Toast is going to be jumped on by Lunar Effect here, but nothing is going to happen. They're just going to clear out that pink or that red ward, and it looks like top tower will actually go down just in the straight 1v1, as Akira is taking a commanding lead up in this top lane now, about 50 CS up, as same page is getting jumped on by Lunar Effect, but it does not look like there will be a kill going down there yet. Akira is getting jumped on by Jews now, doesn't have the tower, so he doesn't have that bit of safety. And it just looks like Akira has sort of chipped away at Jews and took away basically all of his freedom up in that top lane. Now he's getting significantly out-traded with that Proto Belt, and even with the Abyssal Mask, it just doesn't look like he really has the answer to it, as same page is just looking in the top lane, allowing him safety. He's just very calm right now. He's just sitting very calmly.
Yeah, no, as he should. Nothing's been broken for him so far, you know, nothing to try to fix. Toast going in.
Big trade in that. Oh! Impressive 1v1 there from Toast. Gonna get that kill onto Kempton, knowing exactly how much damage he had and just getting that full E plus the R, just absolutely blowing up Kempton, and that's going to allow them to get this dragon. So Darkstar looking significantly better in the second portion of the second half of this game so far.
Absolutely, that was a great play to rotate and get that dragon. It's great that they didn't give, you know, 3 different NRG, differentiating drakes there. Oh, it looks like we got a fight.
Same page getting jumped on in the jungle there, but it doesn't look like the kill will go down. The ultimate will go down from both junglers though, and yeah, just have to sit a little bit pretty, as Lunar Effect going to try and secure his Raptors now, as Toast went for something a little sneaky there. I see what he was doing. He was going for a little something sneaky.
Let's see. I want to see just down here. Yeah, Ravens man definitely got a CS lead there. However, just with the kills that Ezreal was able to pick up, they're pretty much even across the board in their builds. Especially even the Ironborn Gauntlet, or the Iceborn Gauntlet being finished on Ez.
Yeah, definitely. He is slightly ahead in gold, Ravens man. But it is evened out by the fact that Vapus got, you know, those 2 kills that we were talking about in the bottom lane. He got that really good turn, and it's just it's been going really well for him so far, as the W will actually snipe Vapus. And yeah, Ravensman is doing quite a good job of CSing in this bottom lane, but Vapus slightly coming back, as there was a bit of a wave crashing when you pointed the CS deficit, but that CS deficit in top lane is definitely not slowing down at all. It's going even farther now. I mean, he's got 60 CS as the bottom lane is getting absolutely collapsed on Lunar Effect, going to get that double kill. Kennethton going to have to give up this mid turret for it, but they are putting all their eggs in one basket. I am stirring a whole bunch right now. They're putting all their eggs in one basket is PVE. They are going bottom lane, and they're saying this Ezreal has to get fed. This Evelyn has to get fed. We're just going to keep throwing them there, and nothing is ever going to go wrong.
Well, the Ezreal's, not the Ezreal, sorry, the Evelyn's pretty close to that Rabadon's death cap, which, I mean, you already deleted Ravensman in that first fight there. So I can't even imagine what it'll look like just having that much more AP difference there once that's finished off.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with the HP stacking that Poppy already does, I mean, Leandris is just going to absolutely burn through the members of PVE. They're just not really going to have an answer to it, and it looks like our predictions might start to be getting wrong here.
Yeah, I
Barrow.
was gonna say the same thing. It looks
things
like
are getting a little spicy here. We've got a match. We've definitely got a game going on here, and this is what we wanted. We wanted PvE and Darkstar to really throw blow for blow at each other, and right now it seems like that is going in full effect, as no Krugs for Lunar Effect to get there, as it was taken away, unfortunately, by the Sejuani.
one of the things that I would do for Akira is I would maybe focus on trying to give him a couple kills fed. That way he can just grow even more beefier, and then he can continue to split push this entire game. Hopefully, wow, look at this, Toast going
Toast
in.
getting a bit of a jump here onto Ezreal, and not going to get the kill. Toast going to try and get away here. Very low HP. Extremely low. Kennethton going to get that kill down onto him with the culling, and now Lunar Effect just cleans up Ravens, man. Well, I'm going to just stop talking at this point. I mean, I feel like we're just cursing it back and forth and back, because now it looks like it's PvE favored again. I mean, they just keep throwing... Now I see the vision now. Juice is basically just sitting here answering every time Akira pushes a wave, because he knows that Akira cannot self-sustain forever.
Exactly.
He has to give up eventually. So he just sort of sits in a lane with Vladimir, stops a split push to their tier 3s, and now they're on Baron here. Lunar Effect actually getting significantly low, but the heal coming up from Ezreal, and they are going to burn out same pages. Actually, Poppy going to get the kill. Or no, it's Vladimir getting the kill under tower onto the Poppy, and 1-for-1 on the map, but PvE get the Baron. I don't know how to really feel about that. The Vladimir is extremely scary.
Yeah, especially with everything that was actually wasted from same page going all in like that, then still dying. However, it was pretty close. The dog's tornado actually came pretty close to actually securing that without having to worry about a smite or anything. But yeah, it's going to be great to see what they can take advantage of with this dragon, especially we have 5 seconds left until the next Mountain Drake, so...
Yeah, this Baron's going to be really beneficial for the side of PvE. They are going to get some side wave control finally. Ju's not going to have that Baron, which is going to be a bit unfortunate for him, because he is going to be the one usually answering the Vladimir. And now he's get a fight under the Dragon Pit, as Vladimir is going to get locked down here. Is really low, as the Ezreal ultimate plus the Evelynn ultimate absolutely just shreds through the side of Darkstar Gaming in there, and now trying to limp away from this fight. Juice 420 is walking up, and Ezreal will clean up that kill. A triple kill for Vapist. Absolutely demanding fight for PvE. They are taking it all right now. That's Soul Point for them. That's Baron for them. They are looking pretty. They are winning drafts. They're winning games right now. They literally might be winning beauty contests too, because that was beautiful.
They might be winning beauty contests, because if you're on the stream right now and you just hear a faint scream in the background, wow, we still got another fight going on here. Wow, Lunar Effect taking that.
Yeah, Lunar Effect cleaning up Ravens Man, but is going to get picked up in the end by Ravens Man on the turrets. Janna getting a little bit of damage down. Ravens Man cleaning up with that Q.
It was, he did get, the only thing bad side about the Evelynn fight there is that he did give away 700 gold, which you don't want to give it to the Kaisa of all characters in this map, so, you know, that's the only unfortunate thing, but yeah, that fight was beautiful coming out from Vapist. And I was going to mention as well, everyone knows Garth really likes it, because you can hear him in the background screaming at all the fights that are happening.
Yeah, definitely, It is a very interesting time out here. We've got Vapist absolutely dominating this game right now with those ultimates. His Ezreal ultimates have been so clean. I cannot name one that hasn't been good. And that is saying something in this game, as he is really pretty right now with 3 items. Got that Death Stance completed. He is a brick wall.
Yeah. And Manamunes are done now for everyone that has built into one, so they got that excess damage. You got the Ezreal, the Kaisa, the Lucian. I don't know personally how I feel about the Manamune ban, or, you know, OP item build that is pretty much a must on anyone that does AD damage. But hopefully they'll fix that. But everyone's got it full built, and we're ready to start these awesome fights moving forward.
Yeah, Mana Immune is really good on a bunch of ADCs right now. It gives you a lot of mana, which is what you want basically as an AD champion. You're able to dash around. Basically, both these champions really just can full dash around as they want to, cast the spells that they need to, and their attacks do like 10 times the amount of damage. Just a jump onto the same page here is going to force him to flash out there, but it doesn't look like the kill is going to go down. Lunar Effect going to have to burn the ulti, as Sejuani did catch him with his, but nothing coming out of that. Is just going to be a little bit of posturing here and there, as Dragon is coming up in about 2.5 minutes. And I want to actually talk right now about the gold deficit. We have 3,000 gold deficit for the side of Darkstar Gaming, but I want to point to you exactly where that is. We have about 1,000 gold deficit in the ADC. We have 1,000 in support. We have even mids, and now this is where it gets a bit crazy. We have a 4,000 gold difference in the jungle and a 3,000 gold difference in the top lane. It is absolutely insane the amount of differences in just gold that both these teams are allocating. You see, top lane is completely forgotten for PVE side, but Vladimir is the primary carry on Darkstar's team right now.
100%. I mean, you can't take anything away from that Tristana with Toast. He's had some really good all-ins, even against an even-played Lucian. Oh, I thought we were going to see some damage there, but yeah, I completely agree with you. It is crazy what the gold distribution looks like. Vladimir can pretty much just split push this entire time. He should not even be grouped up. You need to just go somewhere else, farm, call it a day. But it looks like, oh, I'm going to go in for the Ezreal.
Skiing forward very confidently now, going to have to burn the heal and try and walk away from this Vladimir. Is going to actually burn down the Leandries, is going to get the kill, and Akira is going to try and walk away now with that one kill, as Ravensman actually gets picked off on the side. Lunar Effect is able to pick him up, and that is Sejuani actually going down for Darkstar Gaming. So PVE picking up 2 for 1 on the map, but Darkstar Gaming getting up that really big shutdown onto the carry that you want it to be on, that Vladimir, going to get that big amount of gold now off of that Ezreal's dead body.
Yeah, and if you look, 3 straight AP full build items right now. Rabadon's just finished up, Leandri's Torment. He's already had the Hex Tech for the last, 20 minutes of this game. So he's beefy. He can heal right up with his passive. So it's just insane to see that damage that's come in. Also, kind of insane is not a whole lot of MR coming in. We see a little bit right now coming in with Vapus. Juice has gotten a little bit, he had to for the most part, starting with that Abysmal Mask, but not a lot coming in, not a lot that can really fight against that Vladimir.
And I think it's really surprising to see, as we actually get a fight for this dragon here at Lunar Effect, not necessarily getting the people he wants to get down. Toast actually getting knocked out, and Juice420 is going to fall down first in that fight. Not as clean of a fight looking right now for PVE, going to have that ulti burned down onto multiple members, as the calling is going to come out for Can of Tin, but they don't have a frontline really now. They have Magical Purple, but he only has about 1,000 HP. Lunar Effect is going to try and walk in to get the dragon, but he is going to just fall down in the downfall, and Vladimir is going to pick up the Lucian too, and that's 3 for 1 on the soul point for PVE. Things a little unfortunate, but Ravensman actually going a little bit too deep now. Vapus trying to clean him up, and that will be Vapus taking the kill there on Ravensman. But things are looking a little shoddy now for the PVE.
And with almost more than half their members gone, you can see them making that push here for the mid tower. That's exactly what you want to do. Take advantage of the objectives there. The morale there has got to be a little bit down, knowing that was soul point, right? That they were able to keep away from everybody, and then they came on top of it with the kills.
Yeah, but Akira is just absolutely monstrous in this game right now. Juice420 actually getting a bit of a jump onto Akira here. Are they going to be able to burn him down before he heals? No, they will not be able to, and now Akira is just running through this team. He is absolutely tearing right now. Lunar Effect not able to get anything down. Vapus is going to fall down, but that is finally the kill. 6-0. Before he goes down is Akira. Absolutely dominant right now, just taking about 150 CS lead. He's Flame Horizon Juice420 at this point. And wow, that was 2 for 1, and although he might have given away a pretty big shutdown onto Lunar Effect, you have to admire just the guts after just waiting for so long to finally have that moment as Toast actually gets caught out by 3 members of PVE here. But it looks like Darkstar Gaming might actually just look to take this Baron now, as, yep, they are going to start it up. Lunar Effect is on the bottom side of the map, so they don't really have an answer for this. And it looks like it will be a free Baron, although PVE sort of snuffed it out. They have the calls. Oh yeah, there it is. Juice420 is TPing in. They are going to try and stop this, but the
really
Ezreal ulti might actually... Oh, yep, they respect it. Magical Purple made it there on time, and now they actually start starting up the Baron. I think Magical Purple might actually start... Oh, no, they're not starting up the Baron. Never mind. Sorry.
I say that would have been horrible to walk away from that and then see PVE pick that up. But just going back to what you said real quick, that Vladimir fight early when he just went in for the 2v1, yes, they ended up, you know, kind of giving away that shutdown gold, but look how beefy he is. He still has 300 there.
Yes, but he is getting caught by 4 members again. This could be a lot worse for Akira now. Yes, that is a 1 minute death timer now on the side of Darkstar Gaming, and Jana goes down to... Oof, things are looking a little worse now as Same Page is going to be jumped on by the Leona. I don't know why they are walking up there. They know that the PvE is there as Leona goes for another E. Absolutely ballsy. Lunar Effect is going to get knocked by that Sejuani ultimate, but Sejuani is just so far behind at this point. She just absolutely blows up. She's not a tank, she's paper. She's a paper-thin Sejuani on a board.
Even with the Locket of Solari, where she had to pop during that fight, she still got deleted after she got charmed there. So yeah, pretty much just paper, ripped in half. There's nothing that they can really
getting a hopped on by Toast in the mid lane is going to look to get that inhibitor down, and it looks like it will be the case. They are trading an inhibitor for the Baron, which seems like a solid trade. I mean, Baron minions do beat an inhibitor wave, so things are looking fine for the side of PVE, and they'll take that Baron. And I'm kind of scared now because we said that they looked fine like 10 minutes ago and then they threw. So this game has been absolutely back and forth. Things are just so up in the air at this point. We have absolutely no clue who we're going to see come out on top. We have Darkstar Gaming battling for their lives here. Vladimir is performing to excellence, and we just have to see a few more members of besides that one pick.
That's like the late game, and it looks like he's just making some weird choices, right? If he cuts that out, especially now that he has the voice staff finished, that voice staff deletes any MR that's sitting there on PvE. So yeah, he could really fight.
Toast almost getting caught there, but a really good reaction on that W. Most Tristana's would have been dead in that moment, but he made it out. Ravensman getting a little poked, but from Vapist is having not too great of a game himself here, as the Dragon is coming up in about 25 seconds. But that is not to say Ravensman cannot pull off something great. He did get that kill onto Lunar Effect, where he underestimated the damage on Kaisa. And, I mean, he's just a really good player. He can pull out in clutch moments, and I think we're really going to see it, hopefully, in this fight, as they are posturing for this Dragon, as PvE is completely set up for it. Lunar Effect is going to hop into 3 members, though, is going to have to hop out with the ultimate, and that is a big ultimate down for the fight.
It is.
Lunar Effect going to have to be quite careful now. Is going to have that passive regen up with the ultimate and the passive from Evelyn, but things looking a little rough now, as we're getting a little bit farther in now. Just posturing right now. Neither team necessarily going for anything, just sort of getting a little bit of poke down.
Vladimir really just going to a shutdown right now with that Leona.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely chunking that Leona. It's just so antsy right now. I mean, both teams just like really fiending for this Dragon. I mean, this is game ending on both sides basically. Vladimir flashes in, is going to try and burn down onto Lunar Effect, but it's not going to happen. Lunar Effect is going to fall down on the backside, though. Ravensman and Toast are the only players left, as Juice420 gets that amazing Poppy ultimate, but Ravensman is going to limp away here. Magical Purple, Vapist, and Ravensman are and Juice420 rather, are the only ones alive left on PVE, and Okay, it looks like Juice is going to sacrifice for the greater good, and Vapus and Magical Purple will walk out with that Mountain Soul, but it looks like the TPs are actually coming out from the Vladimir. It looks like he's going to try to end the game right now. Oh my god, Vapus is going to try and clear these minions, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh my god, Akira trying to auto-attack the Nexus, or auto-track. Oh my god, my mind is so gone right now. Same page. They're turning for a fight here. They're trying to kill. Oh, Magical Purple goes down. Vapus trying to get the 2v1. Is he going to be able to get it? Is trading really hard on Akira, but he's not able to get it. And it looks like Akira is going to end the game. Darkstar Gaming actually able to take the game here off of PVE. An incredible carry performance from Akira is able to 1v5 that game so hard. Oh my god.
After I was doubting his decision making because he got caught up there by that Baron, which led to PVE being able to take it, he just destroyed right there. That was just absolutely beautiful to see. You're stunned, huh?
I'm stunned. I mean, that was insane. The Vladimir took literally every resource that he could from the team and funneled it into grasping at the Nexus until he was literally the only person left. What a crazy game. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And you could see that Darkstar was clawing the entire time just to keep going at the Nexus. They just kept going, even with their losses. You can see on the damage graphs there, I mean, Vladimir just absolutely carried in damage. But you could see them just absolutely clawing at the Nexus. They kept taking towers. They kept just going forwards, and the map control was just too good. I mean, they were able to close out the game.
You have to give it to Toast, right? Realizing they can't really fight for that Baron, Toast went ahead and took that inhib. And then if you look at the very next 5 minutes, while that inhib is still rebuilding, you got minions coming in and destroying everything. And then PvE comes in thinking that they can take control by getting that Soul Drake, and they do. But because they put all the resources in there, that Vladimir was able to just TP in and had a huge wave of those minions. So, I mean, gotta give it to Toast there. I thought that was a little weird of a choice, but it ended up paying off. So, just fantastic to see.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna need a little bit of time to recuperate after that one. I think we're gonna send it over to the analyst desk to break down that game. I'm sure Gurf probably has a little bit more breath than I do at this point. So, Gurf, please take it away.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. What a freaking game. PvE coming through, picking up a 21.5-minute Baron. They were looking great. But Akira just decided, listen, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to 1v9 this game. And he does exactly that. Almost 44k damage on the Vladimir. 10, 2, and 2. It's like I'm almost saying the player of the game announcement at this point, too. That was some insane Vladimir plays. He's just so damn strong, and really nothing else to say than the fact that Akira took this game into their hands and said, I'm winning this. I don't care if we're behind. I don't care if we don't have soul. We're going to win all these fights. Pops the TP into the base, takes out the Nexus turrets, and just 1v1s anybody who comes at him. Disgusting. So disgusting. Very well played on that Vladimir. I can't have any more praises for this Vladimir. So well done, Akira. Well done, Darkstars, as Darkstar Gaming pick up the first victory in tonight's series. Guys, we are going to go to a quick break, and while we are there, make sure to be voting for your player of the game. That poll is going to start up live right now, so you can start getting those votes in. But really, you know where the votes deserve to go. I know where the votes deserve to go. So let's see them in there. You can vote. Check out our POG command there. If you need a little reminder on how to vote, it's just !vote, and then whatever position you're voting for, top. Vote for top. Anyways, guys, we're going to see you in a quick 5 minutes. But after that, we're going to be getting to game 2 of the series between PVE, and Darkstar. Holy crap, guys. We gotta watch out for Akira, but we'll see you guys after the break. Oh my god. Disgusting.
something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
Well, whoa, let's pause that for a second. Well, welcome back, guys, to our second, well, the preliminary start to our second game. What an incredible game, number one. Darkstar Gaming coming back and just cleaning up in this one. Absolutely ridiculous. 1 second, guys. Sec. All right. So yeah, Darkstar Gaming come through and take the win. But I mean, this was entirely attributed to one player here. And you guys voted for this player of the game, and so rightfully deserving of this is Akira, who going 10-2-2 on this Vladimir, 44k damage in that game. Unbelievable. Threw his team on his back and just paved a way through PVE. Incredible stuff, Akira. Really, really awesome. But do expect to see a Vladimir ban from PVE this game. That was just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Took this game into their own hands, and Akira just cleaned this one up. So really well done, really well deserved. I have nothing but praises for this player. But that's, yeah, what a shocker of a game one. That was really awesome to watch. But we are going to be getting into game two soon. Darkstar Gaming currently one game up in the series for now. We'll see if PvE can come back and get themselves a win. I think as long as that Vladimir is off the board and there's no other secret pocket picks coming from Akira, there should be that chance. But oh my god, Akira. So we got to see some attention up to that top laner, because what a disgusting Vladimir game. But as we are doing that, I'm going to hand it on over to our casters, and Bam Booper is back with us again. But now joining us on the desk is going to be Dream Unforgiven. So why don't I hand it on over to our casters to take it away?
Thank you very much, Gurf, for the hand back here after that absolutely insane game one, like you were saying. Just absolutely bonkers. If I can say any word less, it would be an understatement there. That it was just completely blew my mind. We're definitely going to see that Vladimir ban like you were talking about. And like you said, we are joined now by Dream Unforgiven. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing quite good. Ready for game two here. Did you catch the last game that was played?
Oh, yeah, I did. I'm going to be honest. I had little to no faith in that comp that Darkstar had drafted, but they proved me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much everyone expected PVE to take it pretty solidly after the draft, but you know, Darkstar Gaming really pulled the rabbit out of the hat in that game. Akira really stating his name, making it known, and PVE is definitely going to have to put a lot more respect onto him than just a Camille ban in this game. As I'm wondering what they will drop there. Would they had the Ashe and the Senna ban with the Camille, and interested to see what they are going to take away from their ban pool now. I think you're going to have to give Ravensman one of the two OP ADCs. Is it going to be the Ashe or is it going to be the Senna?
Honestly, I think they probably go for the Ashe here. Even though she was nerfed this patch, it doesn't seem to have affected her all that much. She's still a very strong pick. Even though the Caitlyn might still be up if Blue Side doesn't ban it. If they do, then we're probably looking at an Ashe versus Senna lane, or we could see the Ezreal come back out as well. Ezreal was really dominant that game for Vapist.
Yep, and now we are getting into game two here. Darkstar Gaming on the blue side, PvE on the red side. We have the Olaf ban. Pretty natural first ban off of Lunar Effect. You know, you've seen him on it a million times here and there. And the Evelynn actually banned away now. Obviously, showing a lot of respect to that, as it is a new champion in his arsenal that is quite scary. It was quite scary last game, and that will be the Senna ban. The Kate ban actually coming from Darkstar Gaming. So that shows Ravensman is not very comfortable on that Caitlyn, and the Ezreal ban for PvE to get rid of that comfortable champion on Ravensman. And the Hecarim insta-lock. So,
and the biggest thing to note here is the Vladimir is still up. We could see PvE try to take it away from them, but I'm not sure if PvE even plays Vladimir. But if
Yeah.
he does, then it could be a great takeaway, and we might be able to see reverse effect of what happened in Game 1.
I'm not quite sure if Juice 420 has it in him. I'm not sure if Tin has it in him, but obviously they have something to deal with this Vladimir this game if they are not really banning it. Because after that game, I would be scared. And it looks like the Shen will be that answer that they are looking for. Shen definitely has a pretty comfortable matchup into the Vladimir rather than the Poppy, who is just sort of trying to stay in lane rather than Shen, who can really take the lane into his hand. So I don't think we'll see a Vladimir answer into the Shen, but who knows? Darkstar Gaming could just say, you know what, we'll take the broken champion.
And this is a post-nerf Shen as well, and I'm going to be quite honest, it doesn't feel like it did any difference to Shen. He's still extremely powerful in the top lane. There's very few people that can actually fight him. As soon as he gets his Titanic Hydra, he just split pushes and ends the game himself. He doesn't need to be in the fights anymore, though that ultimate coming down onto the Ashe that just got picked up is going to be quite helpful. A lot of CC coming in from the side of PVE already.
Yeah, and a very smart takeaway too is that's the only ADC that was really in the top echelon of ADCs still in the champion pool, and you even have the first champion in that B tier of echelons, in my opinion, getting taken away in that Ezreal. So Darkstar Gaming doesn't really have a comfortable answer to this. They might just answer it with a Kai'Sa again, they might answer it with a Tristana, or they might pull something else out. I'm not exactly sure. And you were talking about the Shen nerf. Obviously, that's only a 10% or a 10. I believe it's just a 10 power nerf on the shield on his passive per level, and it doesn't really harm him too hard in that laning phase. And that'll actually be the Xayah going to be the answer here for the Ashe. So a bit of a hyper carry here for Ravensman, really going to put the team on his back here, really saying, Akira, you got it last time, but I really want to show my stuff this time.
Yeah, definitely. And you get the Braum on top of that. Xayah and Braum synergize very well with each other. You're able to just poke through the waves and get the stacks off for Braum's passive. And Ashe actually can't really contest unless she has an extremely strong support with her, like a Nautilus or Leona. Or just a disengage, maybe a Karma would also work here as well.
Yeah, something like the Karma, Leona would be good too. And obviously, Xayah Braum has very good chain CC to lock down this Ashe, who is quite immobile, so we could also see something that could give it relative safety, like the Lux, like a very good pickup for Can of Tin here, or not Can of Tin, sorry, Magical Purple, probably going to be taking that Lux into the support role. We have been seeing quite a lot of Lux recently, and it is quite good against Braum, who is not too good against Poke himself. He does have the answer, but at the same time, Lux has really good safety against Braum.
It is possible that the Lux also goes mid lane, and they could still pick up something like a Morgana support, which would also work very well into their comp. Morgana kind of shuts down Hecarim's engage by black shielding somebody and dark binding the Hecarim as he tries to go in as well. It's also very hard for Braum to approach a Lux or a Morgana, just because if he tries to approach it, he just gets snared and then chain CC to death by the Ashe Lux combo or the Ashe Morgana combo as well.
Yep, that's definitely true. And looking at the bans here, we do see PVE getting rid of that Vladimir on the second rotation. So smart of them to read that the Vladimir would not be picked in first half if it was going to be picked, and that they could easily just ban it out second phase. And Darkstar Gaming not really contesting it too hard here. And as of right now, it seems pretty fair to say that PVE has a stronger rotation of champions. Not saying that Darkstar Gaming can still lose or win the draft. They obviously can. And PVE clearly just going with a bunch of comfort champions, very strong in the meta right now. Shen, Ashe, Lux, you would obviously see that all the time in like an LCS game if it was let through.
Yeah, and with those bans from the side Darkstar Gaming, the Shyvana and the Nidalee, I feel like Darkstar may be going for a jungler that kind of tries to scale into the mid to late game. Those two champions are very good at punishing early game mistakes, especially in the jungle. So it looks like Darkstar might be going towards maybe a mid or late game, maybe like a Karthus or a Fiddlesticks, something scaling and hard AP in the jungle, because that Hecarim could still go top as well.
Yep, that's definitely true. Hecarim does have a pretty okay matchup into Shen, able to take him out of his block shroud. I don't remember what the name of it is, and that'll actually be the Volibear locked in for PVE here. So very interesting jungler. We've seen a Lunar Effect on it before. I almost said Andy again. I know I got called out by Flip Trick last time I was on cast for calling him Andy, so I will refrain from doing it again. But Lunar Effect going to be on that Volibear. Just a very burly champion, and now it's going to be the mid flex support pick in the bottom lane for bottom or mid for PVE. Darkstar Gaming going to be looking for their mid and top or jungle. You were saying it could still be a Karthus, could be something scaling, but that could also leave up something like, oh wait, yeah, I guess it could with Volibear flex to support. You could see possibly something like a Graves for Lunar Effect, but that would all be a very hard adaptation in the middle of a draft.
Yeah, definitely. And we have the Diana picked up here. It's probably going to go into the mid lane. However, that is also a hasn't been seen in a while, but it's also a good jungle pick. As we said, the Hecarim could still go top. We have to wait for this last pick to go here. But I want to go back to PvE. The Shen Volibear combo on top of the Ashe Lux is actually extremely strong. You're not going to be able to get away from a all-in from those 4 champions by themselves.
Ooh.
Is that a Vayne top?
I think that is a Vayne top against the Shen. Well, Akira saying, Ravensman, I'm sorry. I know you wanted to carry, but I got this one. He's putting the pants on. He really is putting the pants on in this game. So we'll have to see what Akira can pull out on this Vayne, if they are going to leave Juice 420 on that island, or if they're going to give this Vayne the attention that she so deserves, rather than focusing all their attention on Vapist and Magical Purple in that bottom lane. And now looking at PvE here, they have to lock their mid or support. Diana, good matchup into Lux. You would probably want something else, and that will be the Syndra locked in. So Darkstar Gaming, pretty interesting comp here. They scale relatively well. They do have that element of scaling. PvE probably has a better team fight all in all, but I think Darkstar Gaming has shown that they don't have to play an all team fighting style of game, because they know how to play around macro and know how to play around just taking towers until they eventually win. So it will be on PvE to really make something happen here. They really have to start forcing towers down and forcing map control, instead of just letting Darkstar sort of take the map control and just taking the scraps and the kills.
Yeah, and honestly, if PvE doesn't shut down this Vayne or Diana early, honestly, there's 3 potential places that Darkstar Gaming could win this game through. The Vayne kind of shuts down the Shen and Volibear because of her true damage on her W, and the Xayah and Diana can just burst through their entire backline very quickly if they get a chance to. I don't think they should be trying to do straight up 5v5 team fights, because there's a lot more single and multi-target CC on the side of PvE. But if Darkstar managed to get a few picks in the early game, I think they might just run away with it.
Yeah, definitely. They have the options to do that too. They have very strong level 6 champions like Vayne, Hecarim, and Diana. Those are all gonna reach a very big peak during level 6, and will really be able to make something happen for their team. And also on the side of PvE, level 6 is definitely nothing to snuff at for them either. I mean, we got Syndra ultimate, Volibear ultimate, Shen ultimate, Ashe ultimate. I mean, the options are endless for both members of the team, and it's really going to be on PvE to, save their namesake after last game. They took a hard blow, but they really have to come back and show that they're not just going to take what Akira was handing out to them, and now again with that Vayne top lane going to give a little bit of spice to this draft, and really it's going to be on PvE to answer that Vayne. And I mean, they have the options to do it. They have the Volibear stun, the Syndra Q, are, and things can happen, but again, it's on PVE to make them happen.
If I were PVE in this instance, I think taking the Volibear and just rushing at the Vayne repeatedly in top lane along with the Shen, you're usually going to win those 2v2s if Hecarim shows up, because at early game Vayne does barely any damage, especially she has a little bit of true damage, but if she gets taunted by the Shen and then stunned by the Volibear, she's pretty much dead. She's not getting away from that. So honestly, if PVE wants any chance of trying to make sure that that late game Vayne never comes online, they need to just run up there repeatedly.
Yeah, and I mean, that is definitely a very solid course of action here. You have a very safe bottom lane that can play out very far range with a lot of poke and just play safe. But again, PvE has to see this. They have to see Volibear and Shen taking out the Vayne. Otherwise, this game can get so bad so quickly.
All it takes is 2 or 3 kills on the Vayne, and she can easily just run away with it. Same with Diana. Diana can easily, because of the nerfs in the previous patch on the Syndra, Diana actually has a much easier time fighting the Syndra, especially in the early game, because that longer E cooldown. She's able to dive in and then get back out before the Syndra can respond if her E is down. The Xayah and Braum are actually going to have a slightly difficult matchup, but at least because the Braum's unbreakable, it actually will be hard for Lux to get double bindings on both the AD carry and support. So as long as they play the lane safe and try to play under tower, they should be fine scaling into the mid to late game, where Xayah actually shines and Braum can actually do his job as intended, which is team fighting.
Yep, that is definitely a very good option for Xayah and Braum to do. However, you were saying that Hecarim Vayne do not win that 2v1 in top lane, so if things get a little rough in that top lane and Hecarim sort of stays in that bot, we could see, like you say, PvE just sort of, take things into their own hands and sort of start rolling forwards, and hopefully that they can... Hopefully our Game 1 MVP can really show off what he has to do. And as we are getting into the spectator delay, make sure you guys get your votes out for who you think is going to win this game. You get the exclamation mark, the vote, and PVE or DSG for the win. And I'm going to throw it to you, co-caster of mine. Who do you think is going to win this game?
Ooh, it's such a hard one. I slightly favor PVE's team fight. If they can manage to hold out, they are able to scale into the mid game better. However, if it goes any longer than 30 minutes, then Darkstar Gaming will just win the game because of the champions that they have. They have a Vayne, they have a Diana, they have a Xayah. They just outscale in the late game over the Shen, Volibear, Syndra, Ashe. Lux will be able to do some damage, but a lot of it is going to be mitigated by both the Braum and Diana diving into the backline on the very immobile Ashe and Lux.
I want to agree with you and say that I think PvE's teamfight is really good, and they have a lot of options that allow them to set up an easy win in this game. However, I think Akira is absolutely insane after that game that we last saw, and he could easily carry this game by himself. I think if Akira gets the what's the word I'm looking for here? The resources, that is the word I'm looking for. If Akira gets the resources that he needs, if a Diana gets the resources that he needs, if a Xayah gets the resources that she needs, if any of those 3 champions get out of line even a slight bit, they're able to basically start a 1v5. And it's very scary to play this game as PvE because you can't make mistakes early. You have to play it pretty much perfectly. Otherwise, 1 or 2 members could start rolling ahead, and the game could become progressively harder and harder. Even if you're getting a lot of kills and you're doing a really good job on the map, you could still be behind because 1 member on the enemy team is extremely far ahead. So I'd have to give it to Darkstar Gaming personally, but I could see a lot of arguments for PvE easily taking this game.
The best way for PvE to actually try and win this game is to avoid taking team fights where Vayne is involved. If you see that Vayne, if she doesn't go TP or she it's on cooldown, then you want to try and fight while Vayne is in a side lane split pushing, or you want to try and collapse on the Vayne and kill her and then try and get objectives. That's the best way you're going to be able to do it, because the moment Vayne joins a team fight with Shen and Volibear there, she's going to shred your front line, and all you have is Syndra, Ashe, and Lux to try to deal with a Hecarim diving into the backline, a Diana diving into the backline, Braum for protecting both the Xayah and the Vayne. You don't want Vayne in team fights ever. You want to keep her as far away from the team fights as possible, and that I believe that would be the best way for PVE to actually take this victory.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being the case here, and that obviously means that Darkstar would have to get out of lane, and same with PvE. And obviously, we did see both teams go relatively even in the laning phase, but I could see some shifts going in a couple of these matchups here. I mean, Diana versus Syndra is a relatively okay lane in theory, but if Diana can get on the Syndra, it can get really rough, and we saw that happen last game. Toast did get that extremely fast 1v1 onto the Lucian at level 6, so it's definitely not off the table that Toast can take Can of Tin in a 1v1.
Yeah, 100%. And as far as the bot lane goes, despite the nerfs, Ashe is still probably the second strongest of the top tier AD carries. Xayah, while she has been buffed a few times in recent patches, she just doesn't have the sustained damage to compete with the Ashe in a 1v1 or a 2v2 skirmish along with the Lux versus the Braum. The Lux will do a lot to help out the Ashe and make it very difficult for Braum to actually get his procs off for his passive, because he'll have to walk into a Lux Ashe, which is not good for his health.
Yeah, Braum's definitely going to have a hard time in this lane, and I think PvE did a really good job of countering the Braum. I think Lux was a very good decision in terms of drafting around what the enemies had in that moment. I think Xayah, Braum, and Hecarim all get relatively diminished when they're against the Lux. And I think if Magical Purple can really display the talent on this Lux, then I think things can look really good in the bottom lane for PvE just naturally.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like I'm in-game. We're just in the Shadow Realm, I like to call it, waiting for the time to start.
Yeah, we got Mordekaiser ultied right before the game started, so, we just gotta wait a minute here. Waiting for the game to start, and also looking at a little bit of these runes here. We see Press the Attack actually coming down for the Volibear, so he is going to be looking for a bit more of that sustained fight rather than maybe going something like the Conqueror, where he could maybe stay a few seconds longer, as we are getting in this 5-second pause here. I hope we are all ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
And as we get into the game here, we have DSG actually getting the fan vote here. So 75% of you think that DSG is going to win this game. I'm sure Akira swung a few of those votes from the last game, since it was PvE favored last game, and now I think Akira's got some names turned, as we do have the Press the Attack, as I was saying. So Volibear going for a bit more of a bursty, all-in potential, which is very smart against the Vayne, who you want to be on top of. But the Vayne going Cleanse does give a little bit of a difference here, but it actually looks like PvE might be going for a bit of a lane swap.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the Vayne actually will have a very tough time dealing with both the Ashe and Lux, and the Shen actually will have a much easier time, I think, going against the Xayah Braum, because they can't really poke him out of lane very well. He can just farm underneath his tower, use his W to soak up the attacks that both Xayah and Braum give him. I really like that lane swap. It's actually extremely smart. I also like the runes coming on from the side of PvE, especially the Press the Attack and the Guardian from the Lux. The Guardian from the Lux is actually going to be very helpful, especially in the mid to late game, where even though Guardian was nerfed, it's going to help mitigate some of that burst damage that the Diana and the Hecarim are going to have onto the backline.
Yeah, definitely, and we see standard starts from both junglers here, both going to start on their top sides and go down. Volibear going to start with an early clear Gonna get the early level 3 with the red-blue Gromp, and I think Hecarim is going a bit of a more standard clear. Actually gonna leave his Gromp and go straight for the Wolves. So what do you think of both these pathings, you being a jungler main yourself?
I think the Volibear is trying to go for very fast clears to try and get ganks off early as possible, especially because Hecarim is a very strong early game jungler. He never wants to try and fight him in the early game. As long as the...
Oh, big trade down to Akira already. Getting absolutely chunked. 100 HP really quickly right off the bat. Vapus Magical Purple really showing their stuff.
Yeah, and that's the cleanse used for the side for Akira as well. So not gonna have that up if he gets hit by another binding. It might just spell death for him, especially because the exhaust is there. So and Vayne is now out of potions.
Oh, a nice double taunt from Juice420, going to try and get somebody under the tower, but it looks like a lot of damage is going to be traded down. The exhaust will go down, but Ravensman will not chase under the tower for that last auto attack as Toast is being traded. The electrical proc will go down, and now here's Lunar Effect going to go onto Dog as a lot of damage being traded, and that'll be first blood for Lunar Effect. Ravensman trying to walk away now, but the Shen taunt is there. Hecarim is also here on the same time, though, and Ravensman is going to clean up the kill and double buffs from Lunar Effect onto Juice420, and that'll be 2 kills. So a big trade back onto the side of Darkstar Gaming. Wow.
And just like that, we were over here talking about how Akira might just carry the game. We have Raven now popping off 2 kills before even the 4-minute mark. We might see a Raven game this time.
Yep, and exactly like I was saying, if one person gets ahead, they can really start snowballing this lead. Ravensman already sitting there with 2,000 gold right off the bat. I mean, he's going to go back, get his BF sword, and be a BF man, you know? So things are looking quite good for Ravensman in that bottom lane here, especially when he has this lane swap going down, as that is actually a really greedy recall, as Ravensman is going to get traded on by Juice420, but he will have the Braum here, so the stun will go down, and it looks like it was actually a bit of a bait here, as the E's going to be pulled back. The feathers is Juice420 going to have that dash, though it does not look like it'll be the case. The dog will try to walk him down, but it will not happen. So a little bit of a greedy recall. I'm not sure if it was a bait or if he was just taking a little bit of a nap on his keyboard there, but it was completely fine, as things are back to normal.
It must have been a bait. That's the only conceivable reason you're backing that close to somebody's turret there. The thing that I want to point out here is the CS difference. Despite Vayne having a lot of trouble in this lane, she's still managing to keep very steady pace with her CSing. She even went to Ko as well. So it's actually going to help her out quite a lot into scaling into the mid to late game because of that extra gold that she'll be getting when she finishes the call. Not only that, it seems like she's going to be able to hold this lane and not let much get taken from it, while the Shin is going to constantly be pushed to her tower, and he's going to lose a lot of CS underneath that tower with the Xayah and the Braum poking him as well.
Yeah, and that's definitely they took into account, something that they took into account when they did this lane swap. They knew that Shen was going to have a pretty rough time under that tower, and obviously they had that in mind with Lunar Effect going down bottom lane for the early level 3. It just sucks that Hecarim was in a position to go for the counter and really cement his lead in the match, and it looks like he almost catches Lunar Effect there, and doesn't end up getting in a scuffle. Lunar Effect just going to back, and Akira actually looking really low in this top lane, getting absolutely shredded by this bottom lane of PVE, but he dinks level 6 and is now looking quite happy for himself.
Yeah, and the cleanse is back up as well, too.
Oh, Ravensman almost dying to Juice420 in that 1v1. Is still playing aggressively here. Doesn't really respect that Juice420's E could be up at any moment.
I think he was just trying to keep the pressure off of the dragon take. Very early dragon take there. Hecarim's really good at taking it, especially with the help of the Braum. We see Volibear on the other side of the map not being able to contest that very much. And there's the cleanse.
Oh, and that's just a dead Juice420. He gets the stun, but it was all for greed. He had the cleanse. Ravensman, absolutely beautiful. bait there, and PVE now looking a little bit disastrous in this bottom lane. The role swap that they opted into is now down 2 deaths to the side of Darkstar Gaming, missing another one and is getting rooted up, just absolutely mauled by this bottom lane. And now it looks like Vayne is getting caught up in this top side, is going to try and walk away. Lunar Effect not going to be able to get the Q down. Is he going to flash in? No, he's not. He is not going to.
Just gets the smite off and walks away. I want to bring attention back to that early fight down in the bot lane where the Xayah got the double kill. The reason why it went so well for them is because the Xayah, or the Hecarim, was actually in Volibear's jungle when that play was happening, taking Volibear's Gromp. So he was able to just rotate through the lane, use the blast cone to get over, and join the fight before Volibear was able to even realize that he was in his own jungle.
Yeah, and that's just a really smart play from Same Page, really noting that Lunar Effect could be on his bot side right there. But also, you know, just going in for a bit of curiosity, just going to see if the Gromp was there, and if it is, might as well take it. And Lunar Effect not really judging where Same Page started correctly and really falling to the wayside in terms of pathing, and now that's a 1v1. Going in for Toast onto Tin here is going to get a lot of damage down, and now Tin just stands still. He knows what's going to happen, but the ultimate on the Same Page does clean up the kill, and that is a 1-for-1, and not a good 1-for-1 if you're looking at pure statistics for Darkstar Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. Any 1-for-1 trade when you're behind is always going to be good. It's something that I learned very early into me playing League of Legends. If you're behind, you always want to go for the 1-for-1s. As we get into another fight here.
Lunar Effect hopping in on Toast here, trying to get the 1v1 down. The press the attack is proc. The flash comes down from Lunar Effect, and he just noms on him. Toast getting a little bit greedy there, trying to 1v1 him, but not making it happen now. And things in the mid lane going pretty steady for the side of PVE now.
Yeah, we look at the gold lead, it's pretty much all on the Xayah right now. About a 1k gold lead, getting close up to the 2k gold lead, but it's pretty much all on Xayah, meaning if Darkstar Gaming can't stabilize the rest of the map, we might see another situation where the bot lane gets ahead like PVE did early.
Yeah, and there's the gank down in the bottom lane here. Juice420 getting picked off again here. Just a sitting duck for the side of Darkstar Gaming. They just have no answer, PVE does. And looks like they're just basically giving up on that side of the map. And it's a bit unfortunate to see this for Juice420. He really is just being put on this this hard tank duty these past 2 games, and it's been showing. I mean, he's, you know, sort of been thrown to the wayside in terms of like what they allocate to him, but at the exact same time, maybe that's just what PvE wants, and if you have somebody who's comfortable doing that, you might as well have it.
Yeah, PvE taking into what I said, maybe they were listening, just making sure Kira can't play League of Legends in this game too. While sacrificing their bottom half of the map pretty much. Got that Rift Herald, taking the tower. It wasn't the first tower. Xayah and Bra managed to pick that up first.
Oh, the ultimate from Vapist here, but not going to pick up the kill. Braum and Ravensman going to get tagged by that Lux Binding, and it looks like they finally rotated their bottom lane up to top side to answer the push from PvE here with that Rift Herald. Almost taking down the tier 2, but not making it happen, as they are going to pick up Lunar Effect on the side. Was a little too far up with no escape abilities, and yeah, just picked off. Very well played from Darkstar Gaming, and they are looking quite fine, even if that Rift Herald did put a bit of a dent in their bottom side, or top side rather.
Yeah, and we have the Infernal Drake spawning, and PvE can't contest here. Their jungler's dead. It's going to be a free Infernal Drake, and it's going to put them up to 2 Drakes already at the 11-minute mark, which is going to be really good for them. Looks like we're probably going to have an Ocean or a Cloud Soul. Which one do you think would work best for these teams?
I think Ocean Soul would obviously be a very interesting one, because it's absolutely just devastating Drake to get, but it looks like it will be the Cloud Soul. And I was gonna say the Cloud Soul is quite interesting for the side of Darkstar Gaming. You've got the Hecarim, you've got the Vayne, and you've got the Xayah. The Xayah is gonna get a lot more extra abilities to get out if they get the Cloud Soul, and the Vayne and Hecarim will both be able to just dart forwards.
Especially with Vayne's ultimate, she already gets movement speed from her ultimate when she's running towards champions. Now she's gonna, if they manage to pick up Cloud Soul, she's gonna get even more move speed on top of that. You're not gonna be able to run away from this Vayne, and it's not gonna matter that you shut her down so hard in the early game, because she's just gonna run at you at Mach 5 and you're gonna die.
And she'll have it up pretty much every minute. Even less than that. I think it'll be like a 40-second cooldown if they get both these Cloud Drakes. And it'll absolutely be devastating for the side of PVE because they won't be able to ever catch this Vayne. Like, you'll catch her every 30 seconds and she'll still be able to make it out because she'll have ultimate, she'll have the movement speed from that ultimate, and she'll be able to dash away with invisibility at every 3 seconds.
And that's not saying anything about the merits of having PVE with 4 Cloud Drakes. That's 40% CDR for Shen ultimate, Volibear ultimate, Ashe ultimate, Syndra, Lux ultimate. Every single ultimate on the side of PVE would benefit extremely well from a Cloud Soul, and since there's all they can get are Cloud Drakes, that is a lot of
Here's Toast getting picked off in the top lane here. Is going to get the Ashe ultimate down, but Vapus now getting traded back onto Toast, just trying to make it out now. Is probably just going to get burned down on the wayside here, and yep, that'll be the case. Toast is sort of the sacrificial lamb for the Darkstar side, but at this point, if Ravensman is 4-0, you honestly don't even really care too much if the Diana is a little bit behind.
Yeah, definitely. But as I was saying, with the Cloud Soul for PvE, I was in LAS draft, and we got 4 Cloud Drakes with a Shen on our team. His ultimate was up every 45 seconds. A Shen ultimate, 45-second cooldown.
Wow, that is something. That is something else. I mean, I'm not sure if we're gonna see it for PvE this game, but it would definitely be a spectacle for sure. I mean, just think about the Lux ultimate. It'd be a basic summoner or it'd be a basic cooldown at that point. It'd be like 10 seconds even.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. It'd be insane.
Yeah, and the Lux also went Cosmic Insight, so they can get up to 45% CDR as well.
The dog getting a little bit of pick off here, but it doesn't look like he's going to get caught. Actually, the Ashe arrow will go down, so they will be the pick onto the dog. But Vavis walking up a little bit too far here is going to get the ultimate from Juice Sports 20, but now Lunar Effect is onto Akira, and Akira is trying to do some Vayne play here, but same page getting picked off on the backside, and it looks like Akira able to make it out with the flash on the backside, but it looks like same page will go down for the side of Darkstar Gaming, so things looking a little bit worse for the side of Darkstar now as they are trying to walk away from this dragon pit. I'm not quite sure why they fought that, but you know, it was there, and the dragon is up in a minute and a half. I thought that was a dragon fight, but it was absolutely not.
Just fighting over pretty much nothing just to get kills, it looks like. It does help PvE get back into this game, however, they did not shut down the Xayah, so she's going to be still sitting pretty well. Already having finished the Essence Reaver and has another BF sword in inventory. Sitting on a 2.5 thousand gold lead over the Ashe over there, who, even though had a 2v1 against the Vayne, they never really got anything because every time they tried to, the cleanse was up. They weren't able to get anything much out of that. Besides, they didn't even get a kill out of it.
Oh, and it looks like a double taunt here from Juice Sports 20, but a lot of trade back damage from Ravensman. The cleanse will come out as the Ashe ultimate lands from downtown, and looks like teams will just walk away here as Toast starts to walk up. Gonna try and land the Q onto Lunar Effect, and it does land, so she will follow with the E, but it doesn't look like there'll be enough follow-up as Can of Tin will do some good disengage job with that QE from Syndra, just knocking people back, and it doesn't look like Darkstar Gaming is able to really make anything start here, as PvE, like you said, is starting to gain a little bit of momentum back in this game, but at the exact same time, the map control from Darkstar Gaming is still at a high. They have 2 towers up, they have 2 dragons up, they're up 4K. and things are just looking completely fine for them, even if PVE has been able to get a few picks here and there.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem to be. You're playing a team that's going to outscale you in the late.
Oh, there's a jump in the bottom lane here. Toast and Same Page trying to get a few kills for themselves, but it looks like PVE has this setup ready for them to take this dragon here. They have the setup ready, and they have only a Vayne and a Xayah in the way of getting these kills. And unfortunate Lux Q unable to hit there, but a lot of damage from Akira already, just absolutely shredding that Volibear. And the dog doing a great job of peeling for this Vayne, who's basically able to just walk in now at this point, as just trying to stop them from taking this dragon so that Hecarim can make it there by the time things really do start going down. And everyone's starting to get pretty low here. Magical Purple gonna have to burn his flash, and just a bit of posturing. Both these teams have a lot of respect for each other in terms of how much damage they can do and how coordinated they are, because they know that if they go in willy-nilly, they are going to get punished really hard. And you can see on the health bars of PvE as Darkstar Gaming is going to take that soul point, the Cloud Soul point.
Yeah, and we have 3 Drakes at the 18-minute mark already on a team that's already 4,000 gold ahead of you. Rift Herald is up. I would expect them to be able to go and get that. The Volibear does have a level advantage over the Hecarim, but it's not really a very... It's a moot point because the Xayah is so far ahead, and as long as she's with the team, you really can't fight against the Xayah because she can demolish your entire team at the same time.
No, and ultimate goes down, and I'm not sure who got the Rift Herald there, if it was the side. And it looks like, yep, it was Darkstar Gaming. They were able to clean it up. Lux ultimate was a little scary there. It sort of shot as the Rift Herald went down, so I wasn't sure if it went to the Lux or if it went to the Hecarim, and it looks like it went to the Hecarim. Good smite on Same Page, and a little scary, but nothing too bad for Darkstar here.
Look at the items Xayah has. She's sitting on an Infinity Edge and an Essence Reaver right now, whereas the Ashe is only sitting on just the Essence Reaver. You have the Vayne with the Blade of the Ruin King. It looks like she's getting targeted right now.
Yeah, a little bit of a gank up in the top lane here. A 3v1 at this point, but Akira is just going to get absolutely melted by the Syndra ultimate. And that is what they wanted to do for a while now, and they're able to finally make it happen. They got a 3-man pinch and finally had enough damage. But it looks like Vapist is getting the return there. They're like, you know what, we can do it on the other side of the map, but that is the Shen ultimate going down onto Vapist, but that'll be the kill going down before the Shen ultimate can come through. And now the dog is face to face with Can of Tin, is just started trading auto attacks with him. We'll get the passive proc off, and now the dog is sort of alone as the rest of his team has backed off at this point, and he will try and make it out, but it doesn't look like it will be the case, as the Rift Herald will go down in the bottom lane. Man, there's just action everywhere, as that'll secure the bottom turret and then probably get a crash onto the second tier, or onto the tier 3, but it doesn't look like it'll be the case. Oh, actually it will. It got the church. So.
It got the church. Very nice. It also looked like the Shen ult did come in for the Ashe, but I believe it was interrupted by the Diana ultimate. She was diving underneath the tower when it panned over to them, so I believe she managed to interrupt it, so he wouldn't have even showed up even if Ashe had survived.
Yep. And this game definitely taking a lot of interesting turns. I mean, Darkstar Gaming definitely not leading in the killed compartment, but they're definitely leading in a lot of other places, like the gold lead. The tower lead has still kept increasing as time goes on. It just seems like Darkstar Gaming really knows how to play the map rather than just playing for kills, and it seems like PvE just sort of is only really finding kills as a crutch and as like an answer to what Darkstar Gaming is taking on the map. And this is really good. They're trading away like small catches for bigger objectives, and over time it's really grating on PvE, as you can see, because they are just fumbling around looking for picks the entire time, and they just can't find like that one objective that they need.
Yeah, and really these picks would be good if they were on the right person. Right now Xayah is the only one that's actually worth a substantial amount of gold. So unless you're picking her, going for these picks is actually detrimental if you're losing 1 to 2 towers every time you try to go for it. With Baron up, if they try to go for like the Xayah right here is probably going to get collapsed on.
Yeah, Ravensman getting hopped onto by a lot of people here. Going to have to burn the ultimate, but it looks like a lot of stuff is going down, and Magical Purple will actually be picked up on the backside. Hecarim getting a clean double kill. Ravensman trying to walk away from Can of Tin here. Is going to have the double cleanse go down, and now Can of Tin getting the passive proc, and Vayne is on the backside cleaning on Vapist a little bit, and now Can of Tin going to get cleaned up by the Vayne, and it just looks like it is getting walked away and walked down by the side of Darkstar Gaming for PVE, and Vapist is going to try and walk away and get a cleanup kill on Akira, and it won't happen. And that is going to be the clean ace for the side of Darkstar Gaming, and I think that might actually... No, that will not be game. That will not be game. Lunar Effect is up. Magical Purple is up. We've got a bit of a game to go still, but it looks like that might be Cloud Soul. They have the time to set up for it now, and their jungler will be there. And that looks like it will be Cloud Drake for this side of Darkstar Gaming here.
Not only that...
sorry, go ahead.
Not only that, the bot lane inhibitor was also taken at some point during that time. I didn't even see it go down. So they're going to have swimming and streaming into their base, meaning as long as those are coming in, it's actually a benefit for the side of PVE to help them back into the game, because that's just free gold running into them for the next 5 minutes at least.
Realistically, it can be, and that is the Ocean Soul, as we were saying. Going to be pretty scary on the likes of like a Hecarim and a Vayne. So, going to have to keep an eye on those guys going into later into this game, especially as we're seeing a bunch of these fights be a lot of chase down fights. I think Vayne is going to get a lot more leverage now, as she is going to get that extra movement speed when she pops the ultimate, and is going to be able to chase down a few of these members that have been able to walk away with a very loose amount of HP.
Yeah, I agree. On the side of PvE, however, if they do manage to get some of these kills, get these shutdowns, there's a lot of freestanding gold on the map that they can easily take. But I don't think that's going to happen, because they're just going to take Baron right here. There's no contest.
Yeah, this looks pretty free. Lunar Effect tried to sniff it out, but not able to make it there in time. The rest of the team was looking at the Diana in the bottom lane. So, just a free Baron for the side of Darkstar Gaming. It looks like they're taking a much-needed control of this game, and they're sort of, commanding the pace now, rather than sort of dictating it based off the enemy. They're now dictating it based off what they want to do. As Toast is getting picked off in the mid lane here, is going to burn the Diana ultimate, but it's not going to be a lot of damage. Is going to try and walk away with that Cloud Soul movement speed, and it looks like it will be very close to happening. Lunar Effect going to try and walk him down. It looks like that might actually end up happening. Yes, it will. But on the exact same end of the side, oh, Lunar Effect almost getting traded on there. Magical Purple in the top lane getting picked down, and now Vapus getting chased down too, and that looks like that will probably be game for the side of Darkstar Gaming here. Gonna pick up a clean 2-0 over PVE, as Lunar Effect is gonna get cleaned up on the back here. Ravensman leading his team to a victory. Same page gonna get picked up by a turret shot though, and Canton actually... Oh, okay, I see you, Canton, almost saving the game with that stun there, but the tower goes down before the last turret shot can take effect, and that will be the game. Akira showing a little bit of why he's insane, and like I said, the easy 2-0 for Darkstar Gaming. First game, not so much easy, but this time, they cleaned up a little bit. They took what they needed to. PvE took a little bit of a uncalculated risk, I'd say, and it really put a detriment into the team. And yeah, Darkstar Gaming really able to perform and take over the game.
Yeah, and the lane swap just didn't work out for them. Honestly, they tried to shut down Akira, and in return, Raven said, "Okay, if you're gonna shut down Akira, then I get to pop off this game." And well, that's 5-0 and 9 for the AD carry, and even so, Akira ends up going 6-1 and 2. So very good job to Akira being able to hold that 2v1 and still come out with a extremely powerful KDA and good game overall from the side of Darkstar Gaming as well. the
Yeah.
Hecarim saving the bot lane, because if Hecarim wasn't there, I think that's a shutdown for the Xayah, and that game could have gone very differently.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to give it to Ravensman too for playing extremely well in that second game. I know he had a pretty rough first game, so it's good on him to see that he can pick it back up and take the dub for his team in a commanding role.
And
Commanding position.
let's not forget about Toast, the sacrificial lamb of the team, constantly getting bullied throughout the game. Still managing to come out with a even KDA 0-0-0, going with the kills, deaths, and assists there, and out farming his counterpart quite heavily as well. So props to Toast for being able to hold their own, even though they were targeted quite a lot throughout the game.
And props to all of Darkstar Gaming really for playing extremely well throughout the series and really showing that their name is nothing to snuff about. Their 2-0 record is nothing to snuff about. Now 3-2. Now looking towards a positive half of the second round of this round robin. So with that, I think we are okay to send it over to the analyst desk. And we are. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send it over to Gurf to break down this incredible series. Thank you for having us as always, Gurf, and thank you everyone for listening to us speak.
Thank you very much, my casters, and what an incredible series from Darkstar. Picking up that game one, fully throwing it on Akira's back, and as Bamboo was mentioned there, Ravensman having a little bit of a rough game at number one, but pops back in game number two, showing us his true skill, and coming off a week of rest after that recovery period there, so expected to have a little bit of a warm-up game, but we see him come up huge on the Xayah, going 5-0-9, very impressive stuff. But Darkstar Gaming just playing the tower game so clean. When it comes to a team like PVE, we see them winning a lot when it comes to the big 5v5 fights and those 1v1s too. But Darkstar, again, prioritizing towers, picking up the Baron, pushing as 4, and just clearing out the bottom turret, the bottom inhibitor turret first, and then going for that top one afterwards once they had the Baron buff on them. So just really great stuff from Darkstar Gaming in order to just clean this one up very, very cleanly. And just props to DSG for an incredible couple games and the win in the series. Guys, we are going to take a short break while you guys vote for our player of the game. And when we come back, we'll be announcing that and just a couple announcements before we end things off tonight. So we will see you in a few minutes after the break. So make sure to get those votes in. Poll is going live right now. All you have to do is command vote and whatever position you believe deserves player of the game. So that is live right now. We'll see you after the break to announce our player of the game. See you soon. Yeah, what's up? Welcome back, everyone, to Week 5 of the Legends Rivals Series Premade League. And Darkstar coming through tonight with the dominating 2-0 win. Akira, who throwing his team on his back for game number 1, but then DSG looking much stronger as a whole in game number 2. Ravens man now back on the Rift and bringing his team to that victory too, looking very strong in the Xayah. And of course, you guys voted for player of the game, and it is none other than Ravens man. So congratulations for player of the game, going 5-0-9 on that Xayah. Very, very well done, and just great stuff from DSG tonight. So that puts them at 3-2, puts PVE at 2-3, and like my casters were saying, we are now moving into the second half of our split. It's going to be week 6 next week for the Premade League, so we're getting close to the end of this this league of our season. So this is where we start to see these big moves being made, and where we see these teams really solidify their place in the standings, and really that's a lot of what we get to see come playoff time. But excellent stuff from DSG. So that will round it out for the night, guys. Congratulations to DSG. Make sure to tune in this Sunday for our Valorant League. Our first game, I believe, is going to be, I have it right here, INC versus PPG. So make sure to hop on the stream this Sunday at 3 p.m. ET, as we're going to have some spicy Valorant games for you guys. And just a notice, with our podcast, Let's Talk Legends, we're not going to have an episode this week, but we're going to aim to do it bi-weekly. And the reason for that is that we want to make sure all the teams are getting recognition, those on and off stream. I can tell you, it was a huge grind to get that done in a week. And, you know, in doing it within 1 week's time, it doesn't give us enough time to recognize all the talent and amazing stuff that you guys have for us. So I hope you guys understand the bit of delay there, but I want to make sure you guys are getting the best content possible from us, and want to make sure everyone is being recognized for their achievements, because you guys are what make this league. We couldn't do it without you guys, so hope we can get that going for you guys, because there's so many good ideas that we have coming, and it's going to be really great once we finally piece this all together. But that will do it from us here tonight. So thank you again for all our followers, our subscribers, all of you who are tuning in and joining in those polls. I love all the participation, guys, and I love all your faces. Really couldn't do it without you. So thank you once again. Hopefully I'm not muted right now, because that would be really sad. So hopefully it's all good right here. I appreciate all you guys being here tonight to hang out with us. But that's going to be it from me. This is your boy Gurf. Thank you, Ravens man. It's your boy Gurf signing out for the night. So have a wonderful night, everyone. Hope you're all being safe and healthy. And we will see you Sunday afternoon for our LAS Valorant Premade League. All right. Take care. Mwah. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.